Wow, 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 bow. Dun, 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 bow, bow, bow. Dun, 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 dun.
You know, you try and you want to. I don't know. It's tough. I just don't see a cannon rush as being a viable strategy at all. You know what I mean? Like I don't look at it and go, okay, here's a good strategy. Let's cannon rush him. It's just not feasible. It's not feasible. You don't want to do it. There's no need to do it. Um, I just wouldn't ever recommend it. Trying to make the game work. Okay, let's take a look at this game. It's a pretty good game. Just gonna be trying out the build I've been doing. You know, nothing's really changing. You know, we're kind of keeping it all the same stuff.
SCV ready.
Oh, sorry. Production tab needs to be open, of course. Of course. Doing the same exact build as always. That won't hurt anything, as you might expect, which is great to see. So we're just kind of, you know, we're getting in there and, oh, did it not follow the, is it not following the camera? Okay. Okay, one second. I'm getting weird pop-ups. I gotta, let me shut this down. Hold on. There we go. Now we're okay. Sorry about that, everybody. Anyway, let's continue. On the build. We do some standard good luck, have fun, and I will say this. Okay, so I haven't talked about this yet because this is a concept that me and one of my good friends discovered when we used to 2v2 together back when the game first came out and stuff. That if someone's gonna be talking to you, like if they say anything besides good luck, have fun, they're probably doing something cheesy or something suspicious. Like I don't even speak, I don't even type anymore because I don't know. It's not really like I'm focused on my build. I don't really have time to be talking with someone I'm never going to speak to ever again. It's just kind of not important and unnecessary. So anyway, for the build, we're going to go ahead and
Was your base burning to the ground
bay.
part of the plan?
Then there's a probe attacking. I'm like, okay, whatever. That's why we do the wall off, so we can't see what I'm doing. Because that way we're hiding the engineering bay, which is the big thing. Because honestly, if someone knows we're getting an engineering bay, it's kind of like you're giving away the secrets that you're trying to get early, you know, upgrade. And, you know, I go ahead and fill up my saturation with gas. I think the way to do this build correctly also would maybe be to just fully saturate on gas until you get to the enough mineral. Like I need to determine what number of gas I need in order to get all the buildings set up, and then pull the workers out of one of the gas, and have that and take them to the expansion. Because you really don't need two fully saturated gas geysers. You really care more about the minerals. Because the minerals are what you're building your units out of, mostly. Because Marauders only cost 25 gas, and tanks cost 100. So you need about 125 gas, and then the rest is minerals. So, per cycle, obviously. Per build cycle. Obviously, then we also need to throw on the tech lab and the reactors, but that's not too bad. And then you need an extra 100 gas for,
You've built a fancy,
you know, for the engineering bay. But again, Terran's a pretty mineral-focused one, unlike Protoss, where they're very gas heavy. But Terran works mostly on minerals. That's why they have the mules, right? So they can get extra minerals, which is super handy, by the way. Like I always try and prioritize doing the
add-on is finished, so you have no excuse not to build something.
I always try and prioritize doing the mule before worrying about gas, or before doing scans, because I think scans are kind of a waste of money, because you're literally losing money by not having that mule there bringing income in. Because the way you stay ahead as Terran on your income, if you're going against another race, is pretty much just, you know, doing using the mules. And if you don't use the mules, then you're kind of stuck. So in this version, I got a very early tank, which I really liked, actually. I think I kind of was a little bit bothered by that cheese, and I think I was kind of getting ready. Oh yeah, and I saw this this stalker here.
Add-on complete.
Yeah, so we got our add-on. We're going to go ahead and be building stuff. And as you can see in the production tab, you can see the Protoss player's making a dark shrine. And yeah, look, see, honestly, I got so, like, frightened from that last game because I was thinking, oh god, what if it's a cannon rush? I even ended up making a bunker on the high ground, which is a mistake. That's super bad. Don't do that. I think this is the only game where I ever make a bunker on the high ground without being provoked. And it's so unnecessary. And he's just throwing his stalkers away at that point. And yeah, he's making his Dark Templar. And he's pretty much just going to win because I don't use scans. Like, I don't use... Yeah, because I don't use scans. I use mules. I mule whenever I can, you know. And in this game, I was actually doing pretty good with my macro, you know. I was building up my forces, and I think I was actually getting ready to attack. I was like, well, I've killed 2 stalkers and stuff, and I got to at least secure my expansion. You know, I at least got to do that. And I don't know if you saw that, but there's actually an observer right on top of my army. Oh, yeah, and I barely kept out the DT, I think. And I was like, oh, fuck. There's a DT.
Your research is done. Don't forget the rest.
I think I decided to attack as soon as, like, I realized there's DT, because
your base has some
if I can't see them, it's not going to help me. And I don't even have time. I didn't even build a missile turret. Oh my god. It was just terrible. I was waiting for my scan, and I was thinking, oh god. He's going to run around the base. Stop me from building my missile turret. Like, it's bad.
Your SCVs can't mine when they're dead.
And this is pretty much game over right here. I should have just GG'd at this point. There's nothing I can really do.
Research is done. Let's hope you click the right one.
Want a piece of me, boy? It's about to get heavy.
So that was just bad. I should have probably just left the game there, but I was kind of attacking his base. But the problem is with DTs, he can just keep killing me without any consequences, which is super bad. And I think I was looking for the Dark Shrine. I was thinking, oh god, where is it? But he has so many DTs that I can't even do anything about it. But I do hold it off. I hold off the DTs, and I'm like, okay, I need a Raven now. Because now I'm thinking, okay, I need a Raven in order to stay alive. Because he still has 3 DTs. I mean, I have more stuff, but I only have 10 SCVs also. So that's a really big problem. Obviously, I'm going to make the wall off so that way he can't instantly sneak in any more Dark Templar. You know, I'm trying to make stuff. I'm trying to keep up my production. Work on my +1 armor. I throw the Marauders in the bunker because they're wounded and also because it increases their range. And at this point, I am like relying on trying to use those mules for my economy. Like, I don't want to have to deal with anything. I think I even swapped. Yeah, I ended up swapping the because I just wanted that Raven out super quickly. Because I was thinking I need a Raven like now, because that's the only thing I'm going to be able to use to detect. And I started up, and I'm like, okay, and then I can push out once I get my Raven, and that's kind of my thought process. Because I literally can't. Like, I cannot push out without the Raven, because the Raven is the only way I'm going to be able to see any of his detection. Or any of his cloaked units. I start queuing up everybody, you know, we're getting ready.
SCV ready.
And I did do a decent amount of damage on, like, I threatened his base, I mean, so I knew he had to make something. And at this point, again, the build order was kind of messed up because there's not... That's the interesting thing about StarCraft that I think nobody talks about is what are good ways, like, if you make a build order, right? And this is something I want to try and figure out and explore as we go on in this little series, I guess you could say, or however you want to call it. As we go on to keep exploring this idea of we have a build order, we're trying to execute it, what happens when we get messed with? That's something that I think is more important to figure out is what do you do when you're doing a build order, you're trying to execute it, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoops, we didn't get to execute it because we got messed up on our timing. And now I feel confident moving out because I actually have the Raven. And I figured at this point, do what I can. And I did have a pretty good force. The only problem was that he had high Templar. And I'm pretty sure that's the reason why this... I think, if I remember right, I think this battle goes pretty bad by the time I get over there. And if you're wondering why I'm manually moving it, it's because I wanted the Raven to make sure it stays with the rest of the army. Because I didn't want it to abandon my troops at all. And then I saw this, and I was like, okay, well I can see your Dark Templar, so I can just drop down a turret. But you want to know a sad truth? Dark Templar are just good at killing stuff. And they just killed my stuff anyway. It didn't matter. I did get that Dark Templar kill though. That was kind of cute. That was fun. I did get it. But he still is High Templar.
Fresh out of minerals at that base.
And versus what I'm doing, a High Templar would absolutely destroy all my troops. It's pretty bad. Also, I still have no expansion, and he's on his 3rd, so that's another thing to consider. It's pretty important to think about. I think at this point, I should have made, like, I have another Raven, where I kept my Raven alive. And I think I was thinking, okay, let's just get a medevac, and obviously the factory's going to have its own tech lab, but what I probably should have done is just swap them back again to make tanks, and then make medevacs 2 at a time, and go for a drop.
When this was all minerals.
I think that.
Now look at it.
I think that probably would have been better.
Add-on is done. Doesn't that look fancy?
I need a way to turn off the announcer voice, though. That would be nice. I don't know if I can do it, but we'll see. So anyway, we're making troops non-stop, though. So that is good, something to note. But the problem is he can warp in like 5 zealots at a time, and you know, it's a bit of a mess. I didn't really have a very good composition set up for this.
I don't want to alarm anyone, but the base is being attacked.
And he did attack, and
Coming through.
the issue is kind of just that I need to keep some defenses. And putting my... I need to learn not to put my tank there anymore. Because it's too easy to get picked off if they have any air unit at all.
Armed and ready.
And I think I was... Oh yeah, I used my medevac to go ahead and scout. See what he has, and I saw the probe there, and I was like, okay. He's probably doing something. Oh yeah, oh right. That's right. I figured I would get a Banshee also, because that attacks ground units, and he doesn't have air units. Because I was thinking... I think I realized that he doesn't really have anything way to shoot up. So I was like, okay, let's go ahead and just make... You know, let's go ahead and make some Banshees, because he can't hit me that way. Do I load into this dropship, though? I don't think so. As you can see, I'm focusing on the unit counting tab, just so you can see where we're at. I bring the Raven out to kind of scout around, check for Dark Templar that might be building up. He only has 1 Dark Templar left anyway.
It's go time.
Which is quite sad. I mean, production-wise, he is making some more Dark Templar, because, you know, Dark Templar still just attack really well. Like, they'll do a good job killing stuff anyway.
You want a piece of
I keep checking my front, because I know it's not safe.
Who wants some?
I think I decided with the Banshee I wanted to take an expansion. And I decided this is the time to move all my troops.
Ready to roll out.
Because I also think I knew that he's probably going to be ahead of me, so I was like, okay, well, let's just set up for a defense of our base. Because if there's one thing that Terran is good at, out of anything else, it's defending places. It's being on the defense. But no, I took my expansion at 13 minutes. That's just awful. Like, you're just going to lose at that point if you take your expansion that late. If you look at the unit counting station, I actually have a second Raven, because I think I realized at this point that maybe we might need more Ravens and stuff.
You are fresh out of minerals at that base.
I mean, I'm making troops 1 at a time. It's pretty slow. I don't have multiple production structures. I have a good variety of units, though. Though they don't really work the best with each other. And I was really worried about Dark Templar, because he keeps making them, and I think I was thinking in my head it'd be pretty bad. But, I think I overbuilt missile turrets as well. Because you really just need the missile turrets for the detection.
It's about to get heavy.
But, you know, once he maxes out, that'll be the time when he attacks anyway. So what's interesting is to see if you can hold out. Now I did make a planetary fortress because I was thinking I'm going to leave it behind, and I wanted to bring my tank with me to attack. So I left 2 tanks behind. And he had a proxy pylon for a warpin. Oh god. And then this is where I should have backed up, like completely.
Command center upgrade you ordered is here.
And I got stormed really hard. And then he just kind of comes in with a maxed out army, essentially.
Guys are empty. Time to move to your expansion. You did expand, right?
And yeah, that's the game. He totally kind of comes in and wrecks me with a full maxed out army. Because I didn't take an expansion. Main lesson from that, didn't take an expansion, I'd say, as we go through these games and you see what went right and what went wrong.